All right, so I'm going to show you how to import the planner and then the functionality of it, how you can use it. So I recommend the app GoodNotes, and this works really well for iPad Pro. This app was really designed for iPad Pro to be used with the Apple Pencil. The Pro design does a really great job. I've got this matte screen cover over my iPad because it makes it feel more like paper when I'm writing on it. I didn't like how smooth the surface was writing on it. It just didn't feel natural. So this makes it feel a little bit more natural, but that's optional for you. And so you'll go into GoodNotes, you'll click on New, and then Import. I save the file into my iCloud, but you can save it wherever you want to, as long as you can get to it from your iPad and in GoodNotes. So I'm opening up the folder. It's about 60 megabytes or so, depending on how fast your internet is, shouldn't take too long. So now there it is right there. So I'm going to click on it and open it. This is what the front of it looks like. Now make sure when you're starting out with it that you've got in GoodNotes, the new updated version of GoodNotes has the pen on-off function up here in the top right. And so it's the one that if it's off, it's going to have the little icon of the pen with a circle around it. And if not, if it's on, it's going to have the pen with a little line going across it. So make sure that the pen is turned off when you get started so that the buttons on the planner are actually functional. So you'll get it, you'll open the planner, and then you've got this layout. So you've got the 3 months. This is the last quarter of 2019. I think it's really important to plan your days 90 days in advance instead of yearly. I think quarterly planning is more effective and just overall better in most cases. And so this is a quarterly planner. So we've got October here. You've got October, November, and December, and these are all buttons that will take you to a month overview of those that I'll show you in just a second. Then you've got the quarter overview here, and this is just a place for you to write down your top 6 goals to accomplish. These can be business goals, personal goals, whatever you want it to be, but you can write down your top 6 goals that you want. Make sure when you begin writing that you turn on the pen on GoodNotes, and then you can write whatever you want there. And I've got these dots here so that as you accomplish these goals, you can go through and you can check those off after you do them. And so that's kind of the fourth quarter overview, just a chance for you to just plan out what do I actually want to accomplish over the next 90 days. And then you've got the journal index. And I love these two functions here because these were really practical for me. This is something that was really hard to get organized in a lot of the paper journals. And so these function really well. The journal index, I know a lot of pastors that are writing sermons, and so this could be an index for different sermons that you're writing. So index 1 will take you to index 1, and then you can go back to the journal index and it'll take you to all the indexes. So let's say I know some pastors that are teaching through the Gospel of John right now, and so index 1 is, excuse me, my handwriting is not great, but index 1 is going to be John, and then I want to go in and label that here as well. And then if I want to add pages, so each index has one page here, but you can add pages to these by simply clicking on the light view button here. So these are the 4 squares right up here in the top left corner. It'll show you the pages, and here's the page that I want to, it's already boxed in, the current view, and you just click on that little down arrow there and push duplicate, and it will add a page into that index for you, and you can do that as many times as you want, and it will not mess up the functionality of the planner. So the buttons will all still work the same. So now I've got 2 pages of John here. Take it back to, let's turn the pen off, and then take it back to the journal index. So now every time I go and click on that, it's always going to take me back to John. Same with index 2 to index 2, index 3 to index 3, and so on. Same thing with the projects. I have a lot of different clients that I'm working with. Got several different projects that are going on right now, and so this is a great place to organize those. So I'll have project 1. I'm working with a great company called ExploreGod.com, and so project 1 is going to be ExploreGod.com. So I'll click on that, and then so now project 1 is always going to be Explore God. So projects here, Explore God takes me to Explore God. Project 2 is going to take me to project 2. Project 3 is going to take me to project 3. So that's how the projects and functionality of that works. Hopefully that is really practical for you, and would love feedback on how we can improve that. And then you've got the month stuff. So this, if you click on each month, it's going to take you to a month overview. And there's two things that you can do here. One, you can write on this. So if you've got, a vacation coming up. So let's say I was at a conference right here. So I can write conference here, and this is when I'm going to be out. So you can write directly on here, but obviously that's not enough room to really put details of what's going on in your day. So first off, each one has the week defined. So we're starting at week 40 here. If I click on that, it's going to take me to a week overview. So week 40, I've got the top goals that I want to work on for my work this week, and then the top personal goals that I have for this week. And so that will give me kind of a weekly overview that I can plan out my week and do that. And then the other function that we have on here is the daily. So if you just click on a day, it'll take you to that day. There's 2 pages for each day. The first day is a gratitude, or the first page is gratitude. It starts with that. Just taking some time every morning or when you sit down to plan your day and just, what am I going to be thankful for today? What am I going to intentionally show gratitude today? You will be surprised at how big of a difference that makes in your overall perspective of the day. And then there's your top 3 tasks. What are the 3 things that I must get done today? Write those down. You're 45% more likely to get them done if you write them down. Now, here's something that I've added that I haven't seen in other planners yet. This is a principle that I picked up from Kevin Cruz on just doing time management well. It's one thing to just write down what you have to do, and that really just becomes a to-do list. But it's another thing to actually plan when you're going to do those tasks. So actually writing down the time that you're going to do them. So I've put that here. So not only do you have your to-do list here, but when you're actually going to do it. So let's say I'm going to wireframe Explore God's homepage. Well, instead of just saying I'm going to do that at some point today, I'm going to say I'm going to do that at 10 a.m. And so now at 10 a.m., I've got that on my calendar that's what I'm going to do. So that's the first page of the daily pages. And then the second page is going to be your schedule. So this is where you put down appointments that you might have, phone calls, meetings, lunch appointments, whatever it might be. This is where you're going to put those things down. And then you've got a note function here. So if you're in a meeting and you want to take notes, you can do that right there. So every day has that. From the daily pages, you can get back to your weekly overview and also to your monthly monthly overview. Then you go back to the front. Same thing with November. Again, you've got the weeks here, week 47, and then you go through and plan out your week and the functionality. There's November 19th. Back to the front, and then we've got December here going all the way to week 52, and then from there. So you can get to your journal index and your projects from each daily page as well as each monthly page, pretty much from every page. You can get to those as well so that you can have quick access to them. So that's the overall quick function of the planner. Hopefully it serves you well. Would love your feedback on how I can improve it and make it more practical and more functional for you guys.